Hi guys, I'm back with another magazine. This one is from February 1964 and it used to cost 35 cents. This is Teen Magazine. And on the cover it says Judy Doll, the thrills, excitement, and joy of being Miss Teenage America. Hairdo and beauty secrets of America's most beautiful teens. And we have Hollywood rivals. Special Miss Teenage America. I think this picture is so funny. Her expression. Okay, let's see here. Oh, the light is kind of shiny. I'll move it here. So, when we open it up, we see a Kotex advertisement. And she says, proportioned what? Then we see Clearasil, personality of the month. And advice on skin blemishes. Any wonder blonde Rona Mark was one of the most popular majorettes at school? She was also secretary of the junior class, member of the French, math, and choir clubs, and graduated 4th in her class. Now she's one of Douglas College's prettiest freshmen, hopes to be a teacher or a psychologist. Here's a picture. Feel pretty again. And she goes on. If you want to read this, you can pause it here. So this is the layout. So you'll remember in the first video, they were raving about the hot pink color. Everything was about hot pink. Now we're into suddenly everything's coming up perfect peach. Everything's coming up peachy. A naturally alluring peach of a peach, a radiant pick-me-up peach that puts a new bloom on everything, a promise of spring to come. This pure peach flattery in both dewy smooth lipstick and chin-proof nail polish, created by Cutex, of course. So now peach is in and hot pink is out, apparently. Here we have Pretty Talk by Cindy Parker. Someone said, I've got dark hair, hazel eyes, and very pale skin. What shade of lipstick should I wear? She said, play up your paleness, but beautifully. Wear the hit of the season Cutex shade Whisper Pink. What? Not peachy? Okay. It's a sheer, clear pink that will add a chic bit of blush to your coloring. Also comes in new slim Cutex Fashion Wand lipstick case that's shimmery, elegant to own. Someone says, my hair is baby fine and won't stay bouffant. Have you got a style for me? Try the new natural cut. Long bangs, hair straight and shiny from brushing, and cut just below the earlobe. And never tease, please. It breaks baby fine hair. And besides, over-teased hair is really out of style. They say that, but I'm seeing a lot of teasing. I don't think hair does this on its own. Okay. So, these are just some other question and answer advice. I'm gonna hold it here so you can pause it if you'd like to read more. Here we have information about Miss Teenage America. Judy Doll is shown here with Mary Jane Daly, Miss Teenage Miami, one of the 6 semi-finalists at the pageant in Dallas, Texas. And it says they became friends during the hectic week preceding the crowning of the Queen on nationwide telecast. Here we go. So we have a tampon ad. I think it's pretty normal though. Oh wow, this gets historical. So someone writes, a sad day. Today I write this letter with a very sad heart, for an assassin's bullet took the life of our president, John F. Kennedy. I am sure teenagers throughout the United States and possibly those from other countries share this grief. I know that students in the high school I attend certainly did. When the news came that President Kennedy was critically wounded, all activity stopped. Everyone just sat praying and listened to the radio. When the tragic news came, boys looked stunned and hurt, while girls began to cry. Going to our homeroom, the usual noisy halls were extremely quiet. People who think teenagers are irresponsible and just out to have a good time should have been at my school or any other school in the country to see the effect of the loss of this man. President Kennedy was a great man, and the nation and the world will certainly feel the loss. May God bless him. Kathy Arison. It's so sad. Here's something that says drum corps lover. Confused. I'm confused exactly. What do boys like in a girl? Becky Lynn points out the sweet, shy, sophisticated flower has the best chance. Charlie from New York City says, boys dig kooks. I was a kook, a spitting image of Carol Burnett. Does that mean somebody like crazy or something? Okay. Until I read Becky's article. And Dee Dee from Philadelphia thinks boys go for flirts. What do you boys really want? I think they want you, not someone made up from an article which sets you up like a pattern. Confused. Here's one about hair. This one disagrees with Khan. Here's an ad. There's a woman crying. And it says, even the cutest kooky hat won't make up for a bad complexion. Pretty plush, your new hat. You thought it would give you a new look, but it can't. And nothing can when you have a problem skin. Don't be sad, be smart. Today start with the proven skincare that works such wonders to give you a clearer, prettier complexion. It's easier than you think with Noxzema Skin Cream, America's leading medicated cream. It seems like at this time people were really concerned about their complexion. Maybe it's true even now, but I feel like we see a lot of ads for skincare stuff. Every month, tension that made her want to scream. Poor Edna. And then Edna's happy. Gay Edna is happy and comfortable with my doll. This must have been like the slogan, because I've seen a lot of these magazines have the word gay in front of them. Gay, and then their name. Or one of them said, Sally is gay with my doll. So this must have been like their slogan, what they used to advertise. Okay. I'm just gonna put this here. Here's talking about the president again. More than any other president in our lifetime, John F. Kennedy belonged to us. His was a life which reflected youth in all its richness and vitality. Yet he succeeded in gaining what all of us one day hope to receive from our elders, unqualified respect. His cruel, sudden, and senseless death will probably be the ugliest and unhappiest public event ever to shatter our existence. We have all lost a brother, and we must honor him like one. And we can, by making certain that the flame of the torch which was passed to him will never be extinguished. We could offer no more appropriate memorial to his hallowed memory. the other ones. Here's one that says, against going steady. I am a normal, average 16-year-old girl. I'm not gorgeous, don't have a creamy complexion or a good figure. I come from a good family, get good grades, and have high morals. A lot of kids in my school are going steady, and I have gone steady, but I feel that teens who go steady, at least for a long period of time, are really missing something. I am playing the field and really enjoying myself because the boys I go out with are sweet guys who like to play the field also. I never knew what fun life could be until I cut my ties and got loose. I just wrote this to give my opinion and hope it doesn't start a major crisis. Fun lover in Denver, Colorado. One about surfing in a freckle contest. Glamour, adventure, romance. Which do you want for just 10 cents? Teenage Glamour by Ada Broadbent. I'd like to see if these books are still like available to read now. I'd kind of like to read them. These look really interesting. National Velvet, classic story upon which the famous TV adventure is based. I've never heard of this famous TV adventure. The Tender Time, First Love, Dances, Dates, and the Two Different Kinds of Boys. Okay, I really want to read these now. These sound really cool. So it's like a book club. It's cool. Okay, let's turn the page. Here's another Noxzema skin lotion commercial or advertisement. Oh, a story on twins. Okay. I think they are just writing into the magazine. I think this is like a poem. It says, I know my life has come and gone. It was clean and fresh like the morning dawn. But then appeared that cold black storm. Lone am I, left here to mourn. Abounding in goodness those days were. Love in my heart, I could feel it stir. Warm, good, and pure I felt. All the bitterness of life did melt. What is there left in life for me? Nothing, nothing, I cry emptily. I have no purpose for being here. Now I've lost the one so dear. So I'll say goodbye and go away. For I can't go on living today. I face life with a woeful dread. His love has left me and I am dead. That's so sad. Oh my goodness. At school, the teachers wonder why I'm always in a trance. And Papa never understands just why I sing and dance. I ne'er have time to touch a book and ne'er to mop the floor. But seems I'm always near the phone or hanging round the door. I wonder if my folks ever were as young as I am now, 'cause if they were, they'd understand and know just why and how. I'm busy as a little ant and fleeting as a dove, 'cause gosh, it takes a lot of time to be so much in love. Oh, another one. Perhaps. Here is a poem that dates back to 1939, but the theme still stands today. It is called Perhaps. Perhaps I tried too hard to do the things he liked the best. Perhaps the heart he left so scarred will heal again with rest. Perhaps someday I'll look at him and feel no stroke of pain. Perhaps the ache that I know now will go away again. But till that day has come to pass, each time I hear old songs, I pray he'll come back to me, back home where he belongs. These are also sad. Okay, these are weird. Personal questions answered about superstitions. Will plants die if I touch them during my period? What on earth? Why would people think that? Is it safe to bathe during my period? Oh my gosh. Can I boy tell if I'm having my period? Okay. Can unmarried girls use Tampax? What? You couldn't use a tampon? if you're not married? Or people thought so? That's really weird. The one deodorant only for women. It is crazy how many women's deodorants there are now. There's just like walls and walls of them in so many different types and scents. This is like the beginning of it all. The prelude. Okay, I'm just gonna put this here just in case you guys want to read these. Hope it's not too small. Okay. My complexion's always acting up, but I haven't missed a party yet. My big chance to date Mike, a Sadie Hawkins Day party, and girls ask the boys. When Mike said he'd go, I almost flipped. Now, how do I really make him fall for me when my complexion's acting up? I wear new Angel Face medicated cream makeup. It gives me extra coverage, but honestly, it looks so natural on. Never gives my secret away and helps prevent future surface blemishes from forming. Good thing Angel Face lasts and lasts too, because Mike and I twisted and twisted. Each girl brought a box dinner for two. Mike said my fried chicken was the best he'd ever eaten, and I was the best date he'd ever had. Take it from me. She says she loves this. Try Angel Face, or aren't you in the mood for love? Here we go. Hopefully it's not too shiny. So this is Coty. Then it says, on stage with Coty at the Miss Teenage America pageant. This picture. The winner, lovely Judy Dahl, newly crowned and beaming, has just become Miss Teenage America. She is now the symbol of natural beauty and charm for teens everywhere. This is Mr. Bedford Wynn, a high-ranking pageant official who stands proudly with her. And they attribute her win to Coty. So she won the talent contest with her hilarious pantomime done to a bossa nova beat. Her animation and vivacity completely captured audience and contestants alike. She was spotted by a talent scout and booked for a national television show. This is very cool. So here's the whole page. So this is from Mrs. Lyndon B. Johnson. Talking about 4-H teenagers. Here's the Miss Teenage America putting on her seatbelt. Buckle up, teenagers. Seatbelts are in for 1964. As leaders of tomorrow, teenagers can start today to lead the way by using seatbelts all the time as a good example for everyone. Judy, who is 17 and lives in Navarre, Ohio, knows what she's talking about. She participated in a safety indoctrination program sponsored by Lincoln Mercury Division and witnessed actual seatbelt tests. These tests show that safety seat belts reduce the chance of serious injury by more than 50%. So you can get a free copy of Judy's Safe Teenage Driving book. party line. She's so pretty. The look is fresh, natural, utterly heavenly. It's another Angel Face ad. I've never heard of Angel Face makeup, so I kind of want to search to see if it even still exists. Miss Teenage America, 1964. Blue-eyed, doll-like Judy Doll from Akron, Ohio is the sparkling new princess of all teendom. The sky rockets and Roman candles of her brilliant coronation have faded from the sky, but the glow lingers like starlight around the petite princess who rules an enchanting kingdom called Miss Teendom as Miss Teenage America for 1964. What is a pageant? They say, it's excitement, it's friendship, it's work. It's an unforgettable experience for the 50 lucky girls who were there. Here's a picture. They are the elite teenagers in the land, and they came to Dallas wanting to make the folks back home proud. Here's the rest if you want to read it. She makes interesting faces. Feel free to pause it if you want to read this. Here's some more pictures. Here's some more pictures. Some more pictures. Maybe we'll read one of these. So we have Eileen Spearin talks about shyness. Karen Valentine talks about kookiness. Marilyn Rote talks about sophistication. I want to do this one. I'm a nut, a ham that can't be cured. All the girls think I'm a nut. Even the director calls me nutty. Yes, I guess I'm a kook. This is the candid opening of an interview with the talent winner of Miss Teenage America pageant, who was flown directly from Dallas to New York for a command performance on the Ed Sullivan Show. But the kooky reputation wasn't there at the beginning, Karen confesses. When I first arrived at the banquet, Mary Jane Daly thought I was the shyest thing that ever happened. So did a lot of others until the night of talent tryouts. My record failed to start immediately, but when it came on, I opened up. It really shocked those who thought I was shy. And when they clapped in the middle of the number, I was thrilled. It's like an electric charge to have an audience with you. Karen, whose original pantomime dance of Blame It on the Bossa Nova leaves viewers in shambles, has never had formal singing or dancing lessons. Yet performing this way has always been her dream. When I give a performance, I have to go all the way. I feel I have an obligation to the audience. She feels equally keen about the role of kooks in the world. They add lots to a group. If everyone were reserved, there'd be no fun. Kooks draw people out. They add life. Take Diana. She lets go. Janie Daly, too, and Candy Floyd reminds me of Bunny on the... And then it's on page 77. Oh my goodness. Oh no. The 78. I'm gonna say that's so long. It's here. Danny Thomas Show. Each one tops her field, Karen continues. I've seen more talent here than anywhere else, even on TV. You can tell this is a talented group by the way that routines went in rehearsal. Her biggest thrill is taking the trophy back to Santa Rosa, California, whose banner she carried to Dallas. It's the first pageant the town ever had, and Karen is its first Miss Teenage America candidate. When news that she had won the Santa Rosa title was flashed to Annalee High and nearby Sebastopol, the kids went wild. Karen's a junior at Annalee and one of the busiest teens on the Tiger campus. And let's skip up to here. It was a Daisy May Halloween creation that suggested Kara's bossa nova costume. It consists of a red donut skirt, which she had outgrown, a white blouse, the gift of her sister. On this she tacked red dots, pulled on black leotards and black keds, and presto, the mood. Dark hair, which she wears pixie. Karen has fantastically expressive eyes and facial animation that's a panic. She wears no makeup. As for the act, it was some time developing. And then she goes on. Okay. I'm gonna pause here in case you guys want to read these. Okay, looks like a fiction story. The First Move. Fiction by Alice Beard. I felt awkward and silly with boys, and Glenn was no exception. Maybe it was because I was so tall and skinny at 14, 15, 16. Heavens to Hamilton High, would I ever stop growing? Or maybe it was because some of the other girls in the class already looked like Gina Lollobrigida. Anyway, I had the real granddaddy of all inferiority complexes. I guess you might say that I was resigned to my fate till that certain boy arrived at school. I was used to going to movies with the girls, tagging along with my family, steering clear of my 12-year-old brother Bill, who called me Beanie. The beanie was not short for Beatrice, but his flattering term for beanpole. Meanwhile, back at the ranch house in our small town, 50 miles from New York City, the gorgeous ones were dating the boys in our class, and even 2 grades above. Those boys aren't Troy Donahues, I kept repeating, and frankly, there wasn't one I cared 2 tears about falling for. But there was this terrible loneliness, this cold, empty feeling like a stomach full of ice cubes I got watching the twosomes having all the romantic fun. Then the middle of my junior year, Glenn arrived at school. New boy, new target of all the girls' attention. He was taller than anyone in school except our long-legged principal, tall, broad-shouldered with dark brown hair and smoky gray brown eyes. My best friend Carrie told me about the eyes. Carrie's as blonde as I am dark-haired, and she's just beginning to get curvy. Anyway, he asked her to go out for a soda after school one day. He had a blue convertible, which she didn't need as she was really flying. He's serious, solemn, sensible, sort of like you, she said excitedly. No smart talk. Asked me lots of questions about myself, so I didn't find out much about him except his family just moved here from New York, and he's trying to adjust to suburban life. Then she got that faraway look in her eyes, and I changed the subject because I knew deep down inside that there was finally one boy in the school I really wanted to date. I must have thrashed about the house a lot for the next. Continued on page 78. I think it's got the first few weeks. Brother Bill called me Busy Beanie, and I asked if I had seen my psychiatrist lately. Mother admitted I was acting jittery and not my usual mousy self. Dad said, "What's on your mind?" And I finally told him about Glenn. "Ask him for dinner," he said blithely, just like that. He made it sound so easy. I guess I looked exasperated because he added, "Too bad he doesn't work at the office. I could bring him home." No, not that. Dad had tried that. There had been 3 or 4 19-year-old boys Dad employed. They were polite enough, had to be, I told him, as he was the boss, but they never called later. "No command performances, please," I said firmly, and he just shook his head. "They don't know a nice girl when they meet one, the nicest," he said disgustedly. The school term dragged into the last few weeks, and my spirits dragged more and more. Vacation meant Glenn would probably go away, or else I would have to see him around town at the pool, tennis courts, movies with other girls. The one consolation so far was that he had dated plural, not any one girl. When he narrowed down the field, it would be like the guillotine lowering. Meantime, the seats in French class got shifted around. Johnny Bowen, Carrie's current flame, was hit in the eye with a baseball and couldn't see too well, and the teacher moved Johnny to the front row and moved Glenn back so he was sitting next to me. I could hear the girls whispering, and I must have been registering some reaction, although I tried to play it cool. He made things worse by saying, "What a break for me, being put next to the brightest French student." "Thanks," was all I could say. Everyone was listening, watching. From time to time, I could feel his eyes on me, and that cold, ice-cubey feeling was replaced with warm coals in my interior. How would I ever concentrate on French? Wouldn't that be a laugh if after all those good grades I suddenly couldn't remember a thing? I could hear my brother remarking flippantly, "Seen your psychiatrist lately?" Continued on page 80. Maybe he had something there. The next few weeks I lived for French class and then suffered through it. Boudoir said caustically one day, "Spring fever?" I realized frantically she was waiting for me to translate, and I had no idea what sentence she had in mind. Swiftly, silently, Glenn's big suntan hand reached, and one tan finger pointed to the paragraph. Somehow I got the words out, then shot him a grateful look. It was the first time I had really looked at him when he was really looking at me. His eyes were as wonderful as Carrie had said, and there was an amused smile on his lips. For a moment I had a smothering sensation, then I murmured another quick, "Thanks a lot." "Any time," he said gently. "I can point to the sentence, but you do a whale of a translating job. This has always been my worst subject." "Quiet!" I never figured out why all our French teachers always had high-pitched voices that pierced like needles. I swallowed hard, and that crazy embarrassed color must have flooded my cheeks. I was limp by period's end. "Here, let me help." That big hand reached out again, and Glenn lifted my books. "I'll lug these to English for you. You look beat." I didn't say yes or no. So he walked me to the next class, sat me down, and then went to his seat 4 rows away. And that's that, I thought hopelessly. I could have cried. I wanted him to stay right beside me in every class. I hated the desperate loneliness that had returned. Imagine going around with someone like Glenn for over a week, a month, a year. Dad's words came back to haunt me. Ask him to dinner. How could I when he had never asked me for a date? I looked across the aisle at Carrie and Johnny, gazing at each other, smiling, whispering. I bit my lips so hard I tasted blood. How long would I be such a jellyfish? What could I lose? Like a record, I played back in my mind everything that had happened in French class. Luckily, the English teacher was passing out test papers, so she couldn't catch me off guard the way Boudoir did. I went over every motion, every word of the brief encounters with Glenn, trying to find a clue, a small hope to cling to. And then I sat up straighter. I almost spoke out loud. I looked around to see if anyone was watching me, for I'd read so much about mental telepathy lately I was frightened my thoughts might be carried to someone else. My eyes reached Glenn, and he looked up suddenly. He smiled, and this time I met his eyes squarely, with more confidence, a little triumph. I would try as soon as this class was over. What a difference could it make? All the difference, the small voice warned. He'll think you're fresh, presumptuous, forward. Luckily, the English test was in front of me, and I had to concentrate, or I would have talked myself out of any action. The bell rang, or told. I couldn't know yet. I grabbed my books determinedly and headed straight for Glenn. I had a strange feeling Brother Bill, Dad, Mother, everyone who loved me might be pushing me along. Glenn, he stopped in his tracks, turned around. If my voice only worked right and didn't go into a high orbit. You said French was your worst subject. I mean, I've always loved French. It comes easy. Well, I've heard girls are better at languages anyway. What I mean is, there I was babbling away like a blithering idiot. Glenn's hand was on my elbow, guiding me into the corridor. I accept your help, he said with a grin. In fact, I need it desperately. Let's drive out to the soda shop to talk things over. It was a good thing he was practically holding me up. This was so easy, I kept thinking. I just opened my big mouth and the words came out, and he jumped at the offer, and here we were headed for the soda shop. All the girls were turning their heads, eyes bugged, and I knew as soon as we were out of sight, tongues would wag. How about this, I thought merrily, even if it's only for today. Now I was warm, happy, sure of myself. I was helping Glenn. There was the answer. He needed me, even if it was only to pick my brain. An hour later, he was saying, we'd better go steady till the exams are over next month. Maybe even after that. I have noticed you before now, Bea, quite a lot. Believe that, but you always seemed preoccupied, uninterested in boys. Scared was a better word. Hurt, rebuffed, rejected, tall, skinny, envious, and I'd been a real dope. Glenn had a tall, skinny mother he loved dearly. He had a tall, skinny older sister. Glenn liked the way I got around the tennis court with my long legs. What? Glenn liked to dance with tall girls. Glenn liked good books and an occasional serious movie. Glenn liked my family, and best of all, Glenn ended up liking me. A lot. How lucky can a girl get? The end. What a story. Let's go back. Okay. You can pause this if you want to read it. Hollywood Rivals. Who are they? Why do they compete? What is their award? Bobby Darin and Jimmy Darin. Both can sing and act. You can pause this if you want to read it. Time out for beauty. Even with the hustle and bustle of talent auditions, interviews, and TV rehearsals at the Miss Teenage America pageant, candidates kept looking their prettiest. Makeup course helped them to remind them that it was important. Here's the pictures. Asking for volunteers. Here's the full thing. Use a minimum amount of cosmetics. to achieve the natural look which is becoming increasingly popular in teen beauty today. Gently apply deep pore cleanser while removing makeup and never retire at night without brushing teeth and hair. Tissue cleaner, rinse. Now for Diana's light coloring, I will use a cream foundation with a little pink in it. This gives a smooth skin tone without looking overdone. I look carefully at her coloring, the green suit she is wearing, and choose watermelon lipstick to flatter. Using brush makes a nicer appearing lip line. Never press too hard when penciling eyebrows. Use light strokes as though painting a picture. Charcoal pencil gives a softer and more natural line. To bring out her pretty blue eyes, I brush on Coty's new Mocha eyeshadow, adding a little green. Do it lightly, reserving eyeliner for evening. Soften, darken tips of lashes with mascara. You can have all natural beauty, but you can improve on nature. Teens want to wear makeup, don't overdo. This is a finished look. There she is. Diane's makeup is not exaggerated, is it? And girls, don't forget to use fragrance. Nothing makes a girl feel better or more feminine. Here's the full thing. I'm gonna move across the room for a second. I'm gonna sit over here. So here it says, cleansing the skin every night should become as natural to girls as going to bed. Remove cleanser with tissue. Apply freshener. Use lotion. I think Muriel needs for daytime is a touch of base tone pressed powder. Pat on gently. Don't rub it in. Dust off excess with a cotton ball. As for her lipstick, she looks like strawberry and cream, so I think I'll use Coty's strawberry shade, Zere from Two Blue Lipsticks. Never pencil brown line down at the end. You don't want to look sad when you're happy. And never tweeze above the natural line, only strays. And now, a little bit of mocha shadow to bring out her brown eyes. Blend it so no one can tell. No eyeliner until you are on television. She has beautiful long lashes, needs only a little black mascara on tips. Remember, your eyes are the window to your soul, so don't hide them. You are sold on lipstick, yet perfume doesn't seem great in your lives. It should be. It makes you feel more womanly. Let the fragrance speak. Rapt attention from spectators was the keynote of makeup sessions. Likewise, Miss Teenage Honolulu, Susan Eleanor Watson is absorbed with the makeup demonstrations covering blonde brunette. Keep in mind, girls, that beautifying yourself is only one facet of a complete personality. Use good taste in cosmetics. Free. You can get this for free. Pageant hairdos. This is the Dear Beauty editor. I think this magazine is kind of long, so I think I should stop it here and do a part 2.